All-Stars shone brightly last night. Bryce had homers in his first 2 at-bats, finishing with 10 total bases. And then Max racked up 12 more strikeouts over 7 brilliant innings to get the win. Tonight, another All-Star on the mound for the first of 3 against the rival Mets. Well, the Nats weren't gone very long, but we sure did miss you guys. Mets-Nats, start of a 3-game series here. So we'll go at 6 o'clock tonight, 11 a.m. tomorrow, and it's good to be back home. Bob and FP, first of 3. A message week for the Nats. Maybe they can send a message to the rest of the East. But right now, the great message is 5 guys on the All-Star team again this year. Yeah, the most of any NL team. In the second year in a row, the Nats have sent 5 guys to the All-Star game. So this is more about performance and consistency. And when you look at Bryce Harper's 5th All-Star game, Daniel Murphy's first as a starter, Ryan Zimmerman's first as a starter. So Max Scherzer, will he be the starter? We hope so, but I mean, they have to be proud. All those guys going together. Most teams get 1 guy, Carp. We got 5. Yeah, so Strasburg going to 2 in a row, coming off a really nice outing against the Cubs. He's won 9 games. He's got one of the best opponents' batting averages in the league, and he's in the strikeout leaders as well. Well, you remember 2 starts ago against Cincinnati, it was real humid. He had trouble with the grip. Last start, it was a dry night. Tonight, we'll see what Steven Strasburg has in store, but he's coming off a start where he had his best stuff all season long. And the other guy the Nats all want to see as an All-Star teammate is Anthony Rendon. He had that crazy game with 3 homers and all those hits against the Mets on April 30th. Right now, on-base percentage just under 400. Send this guy to Miami. Nationals baseball on Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. And by the Lexus RX, featuring a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. Standard. Big crowd. Tons of folks coming down Half Street. Looking like it might be a full house for the Nationals and the Mets tonight. Nationals lead the season series 7-3. Not that muggy, that's the good news. It's 90 at the yard tonight, and the flag's not doing a whole lot. The Mets, 10th in the league in batting average, 6th in runs, 3rd in homers. And we're looking in on Jay Bruce, who's 0 for his last 11, but he's done some damage against Steven Strasburg with 8 hits, a homer. And on the year, 20 home runs, 55 RBIs. Last time we faced these guys, he was the man to sort of pitch around if you could.
There's the arsenal for Steven Strasburg. Fastball averaged 96 miles an hour this year. Changeup 89 miles an hour on average, and it's his 17th start, 9-2 record, coming off a dandy against the Cubs last time. 13 strikeouts for his 9th win of the year. His 5th time 10+ in a game this year.
Right in there with the heat at 6:05. We're underway right on time on July 3rd. Reyes at 2:04. And then the secondary pitch. The hook is in there. Strasburg making his 17th start. League hitting .221 against him. And he's 7th with 122 strikeouts. And Reyes able to get a piece of it. 21-year veteran Paul Noward has the plate. Carlos Torres first base. John Lipka, one of the call-up umpires, at second. And the crew chief, 35th year in the big leagues for Dana DeMuth. Reyes against Strasburg, 1 for 6 career. Just a little bit outside. There's Asdrubal Cabrera. Well, controversy swirling around him in the big city. He has requested a trade by the Mets. Not happy about playing second base.
Trade me right now and hang up. Old slap shot line.
Jose Reyes now playing shortstop, and they've moved Asdrubal over to the other side of the infield. Not real happy about it. Foul ball. He's going to make Strasburg work for that first out after going 0-2.
How's your timing right now with 2 days off? Are you all right?
Trying to get the rhythm back.
Did you take some hacks in the cage before this?
Watch a little batting practice, tracking fly balls.
Because mine's off. Okay, ready, go. It's your turn.
Got it. Best ball up and away. A crackling 97 to start a hot evening.
Well, it sounded good to me, partner, and this pitch looked good to me. Look at the pop on the fastball. I mentioned the weather in the open. I think it's always a big thing in a Steven Strasburg start because he's a sweater, and the higher the humidity, the tougher time he has with the grip on the ball and going through jerseys and hats. You remember a couple starts ago against the Reds when we had the water just dripping off his hat. Last start against the Cubs, it was a dry night. He struck out 13.
Yeah, that's why we were liking that 40% humidity, not 60 or 70. So Cabrera steps in at 263, 248 from the left side of the plate. Not only good stuff so far, but Steven right around the strike zone with everything.
Yeah, that was a tardy hack on the fastball by Asdrubal. Mike Maddox showing you the downward plane maybe of his fastball and how it's got a little rise to the end if you saw what he did with his left arm.
And the 0-2. 2 strikeouts.
Well, I mean, it is going downhill, but it has such a high spin rate that it appears to be rising at the end. That's a tough one for any hitter to lay off. It's right up by your eyes. It looks like a beach ball up there. And Asdrubal tardy, as many hitters would be on that Steven Strasburg fastball. Every bit of 97 when it's getting to Matt Wieters.
Here's Cespedes. And those numbers in only 38 games, 135 at bats. He's had some different ailments this year.
Getting attacked by pigeons up here. Here's the defense for the Nats behind Steven. Goodwin, Taylor, Harper, your outfield. Sanchez, Rendon, left side. Difo, Zimmerman, right side. Matt Wieters behind the plate. First major league start. There he is.
We wish you well, Adrian. That's up and in, 1-1. And that was 97.
I mean, you don't see this anymore, but it's a good pitch. You felt that 97. Now what do you do? It opens up the other side, and that's where they're going.
And a tapper. Nats need that to go foul. And it's just going to sit there and sit there for a base hit. About a 42 or 3-footer up the line. And Cespedes now 8 for 13 career against Steven Strasburg.
But he went with the power changeup here after the fastball chin music style, and Cespedes with a swingy bunt. First knock of the night for the Mets. And the field is tilted toward, I think, trapeze school. Watch this come back. Looks like it's going foul, right? Just stays there. Doesn't it always break toward the water? Isn't that what they say? Most golf courses?
Yeah.
But that's
better not have that kind of slope here. Well, if Strasburg gets the next 25 in a row, that'll be a tragic happening right there. Jay Bruce, 8 for 19 career against Steven, as we showed you on the lineup. 6 in the league with his 20 home runs, and just out of the top 10 with 55 batted in. Defoe's in short right field on the shift, and Strasburg drops the curveball way down there for strike 2.
It's a video game curveball. Jay Bruce trying to start his swing for 97, 98, and he throws that curveball 82 with some nasty movement on it.
And a ball hit in the air to right. Bryce Harper is under it. Good start for the Nats. Starter Strasburg with a couple of strikeouts. Now the Nationals against Steven Matz. Lefty-lefty matchup ahead of him. And the Mets get an infield hit. That's it against Strasburg. Here's the Washington lineup. Hitting behind Anthony Goodwin, Anthony Taylor, Anthony Harper, and Anthony Zimmerman is Anthony Rendon. So, yeah, we're going to give him some love. Hope he gets that final vote in kind of guy. And then Anthony's Wieters, Defoe, Sanchez, and Strasburg to follow him. The Nats are still first in the league at 277. They lead in runs and they're second in home runs. Nationals.com/vote for Anthony Rendon.
I like what you did there. Very nice. Check out Steven Matz. 4th start of the year for Steven Matz. 2nd win of the season last start, and the Mets 8-0 victory over the Marlins. He went 7 shutout, allowed just 6 hits, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 110 pitches. So fastball, slider, curveball changed. Fastball two-seam variety, 93, and here comes one right at you.
Interesting tonight against the left-handed starter. Dusty puts Goodwin in the leadoff spot. He has been kind of going back and forth depending on the opposing pitcher with either Goodwin or Taylor. So Brian sees this guy for the first time. You know, it's funny when you're watching a series like the Nats had at St. Louis. Cardinal fans all excited about a possible sweep. Goodwin steps up first at bat of the game, double in the right field corner before anybody can blink. And it's always funny. It's like the baseball gods say, it's really hard to sweep and you're going to be tested. And the Nats went on and won that thing. That was a big hit by Brian to start that game. 2-2. He didn't like it. It's good umpire behind the plate, Paul Nauert, 21 years. And Goodwin lifting one and dropping one into center field. Over his last 21 games, he's now hitting over 300. Nice swing by Anthony Goodwin.
Well, there goes a no-hitter. Fastball up by Steven Matz. His last start against the Marlins, he really did a nice job of keeping the ball down. Mixed the changeup in. He had 10 ground ball outs in that one. Some of those ground ball outs were hit hard, but this one elevated, and Brian Goodwin able to throw it into left field for a base hit. Good start to the night for Brian or Anthony. Which one? Everyone.
All right, here's Anthony Taylor. We'll try it one time around, see what happens. He shows bunt. Well, that got DJ Rivera on the move from the third base side.
I think every time you say that first name, that everyone should vote. Or why say it?
I saw Anthony Eaton in the clubhouse today, by the way.
What was he eating?
He was leaving the lunchroom when I saw him. 2-0. There's A. Harper on deck.
I can't wait to see his approach tonight. Did you see what he did last night? Spread out, no stride, and smooth 2 home runs out of Busch Stadium.
And Taylor all in on 2-0, 94 tailing away. He had 10 total bases for Bryce last night. Michael, by the way, 3 for 8 with a career homer against Steven Matz. He's given up 5 homers in 27 innings, making just his 5th start of the year, 2-1 so far. Pitched well here a couple of years ago. Nats got him in New York earlier this season. Taylor shows bunt again, ball 3.
All right, he got to a 3-1 count. Now let it rip. I like the idea. I like Michael Taylor bunting more. But when you get to 3-1 in the big leagues, you got to take advantage.
Short lead by Goodwin. Everybody hollering back.
I mean, the idea in Michael Taylor's head is, hey, if I lay it down and get a bunt, base hit, great. If I miss it, it's a sacrifice, great. 1 run might win it for us tonight with Steven Strasburg on the mound. That's probably his thought process.
Strike 2.
Close.
Michael likes to get out of Dodge and sell the walk. Didn't work that time, and it's 3-2. Is Goodwin doing something with nobody out? Harper is on deck. That's at least suspicious. Target in. There's a walk. And 2 men aboard for Anthony Harper coming up.
So close, right? Maybe a little more inside than the 3-1 pitch, but watch Michael A. Taylor. He wasn't sure either. He knew it was a ball, but he didn't know what the call was. I mean, almost the same location, just a little bit lower, a little bit off the plate. He'll take ball 4, and here comes Bryce.
Harper 12 for his last 29 now. 8 ball games, 2 homers and 6 RBIs, and 2 and 4 of that last night.
That was cool. He looked into the Mets dugout and gave a little nod to Terry Collins, the opposing manager. Classy.
Curveball inside.
I mean, last night, the home runs he hit, there was no leg kick in his approach. It was almost like a Daniel Murphy lift up the heel and go. A lot of times Bryce rages toward the pitcher. What's that mean? He gets that big leg kick. He jumps toward the pitcher. He tries to create so much energy into his swing that maybe he's realizing he's strong enough not to use that. And the reason it's beneficial, Carp, is it keeps your head still. It allows you to see the baseball earlier, decipher strike ball, pitch recognition, and keep your head back and see everything and get the ball out front. I mean, it's the way every hitter wants to hit. Some guys just can't.
It's kind of like the hitter's version of what Strasburg has done this year. No windup, no loss in velocity. In Bryce's case last night, no loss in power.
I mean, with the baseball as hard as rocks this year, it's all he has to do is get his barrel on it and it'll still go. He doesn't have to create all that inertia and that energy with his lower half.
2-0 to Anthony Harper. And with the off speed, Matt's in the strike zone. Mets won 2 out of 3 here earlier this year, but the Nationals have dominated them at Citi Field. So the season series is 7-3 Washington. In there with the heat. 2-2.
Yeah, I don't think he was convinced he was getting a 2-1 fastball. The 2-0 pitch was a changeup, and he might have been sitting change there and switched his game plan. He's sitting fastball. He swings at that one.
Target outer half. Right there to strike him out is Steven Matz. Bryce stands there for a while.
We'll check out the sequence. Steven Matz versus Bryce Harper. So he goes big curveball first pitch for a ball, then 1-0. Tries to nibble on that outside corner, gets a 2-0. This is where he kind of got in Bryce's head, in my opinion. 2-0 changeup for a strike, and maybe right there. I mean, that's right down the middle, right? Fastball, so he's sitting soft there. And the last pitch, fastball away. Bryce thought it was out. It was in the box. Nice sequence by the Mets left-hander.
Eason on the pitch cast, and here's Anthony Zimmerman looking for his first career hit against Steven Matz, and that breaking ball stays up and away. They walked him intentionally last night as Ryan had a chance off the bench to get most of an evening off, get a base on balls, play in the field, and it's 2-0.
See, this is where you miss Trey Turner, because he'd be standing on third already. You know, the speed of Trey on the bases, leading the game off, maybe even influencing what guys behind him will see in their at-bat based on his speed.
Yep, good point.
And just the whole anxiousness he causes opposing pitchers.
Big rip by Ryan.
Mets defense tonight behind Steven Matz. Brandon Nimmo in center field. We hadn't seen him in a while. And the rest of it pretty much the same. Like Carp said, has Drubel playing second base now, not short.
Two and one. Pitch number 20 already coming from Steven Matz. There they go, off speed, and Zimmerman had a big time rip.
Yeah, you drive in runs for a living, you can't take a 2-1 strike. Brian Goodwin with a pretty good jump right there, but Ryan trying to drive himself in. Check out the jump in the background, kind of a walking lead. I think he would have made it.
Goodwin 1 for 1. Taylor 9 for 12. And now the count 2-2. Ryan's third in the league with 62 RBIs, sitting there tied with his teammate Bryce Harper. Nolan Arenado has 62. Jake Lamb 65. Paul Goldschmidt 66. Left side. Should be 2 for the Mets. And they go around the horn. The inning had promising looks to it at the start, and then the strikeout and the double play. We have a pitcher of the month on our ball club. Max Scherzer, fantastic in the month of June. Look at the ERA, under a run per game, 36 innings, not a whole lot of hits. Only hitting 114 against him, and strikeouts per 9 innings, ridiculous. So the Nats' other ace, Steven Strasburg, first inning, 16 pitches, 14 strikes, and he's ahead of TJ Rivera. Fantastic night for Max last night.
Felt a little cheated not to be able to call one of his starts.
Yeah.
Something we all look forward to watching and talking about. But he was money last night.
Has a chance to go into the All-Star break with 11 wins.
And he'd be my starter if I was Joe Madden in the All-Star game.
Well, we were looking at, the days and the rest and all that. He would pitch again on Friday against Atlanta. Tough play. Long throw for Rendon. Right on target. His name is really Anthony. 1 out.
Wow. All right, go vote for him. We'll show you the replay while you're voting. Hey, it's as good as it gets. He's got to give on it because there's an in-between hop. So he gets the big hop even though it had topspin on it. Look at the cannon right over the top. I don't think he gets enough credit for his arm. He always is a sidearm slinger. He can't do it right there because it'll run up the line. So he's right over the top with a 4-seam fastball right on the money to Ryan Zimmerman. And look at the arm strength, the quick glove, the in-between hop. That's a big league play, folks. Wow.
Here's Lucas Duda. He goes up first pitch swinging. That's popped up. Strasburg vacating the mound area. Ooh, little trip right there. And they gave Adrian Sanchez the chance to catch that. He was coming up the back of the mound. Puts it away for the second out.
Well, your first big league chance as a starter, this isn't an easy one. Rendon had to negotiate the mound. You see Sanchez coming in. He's got to go over the mound. And that's not easy. Anthony saying, I got it. And then, no, you're the shortstop. If you call it, you got it. Go ahead, kid.
Look at Rendon's face. Oh, you wanted that one, huh? By the way, Steven Strasburg, guys playing well behind him.
She's voting. She heard me.
4-0-2 count so far. That was Duda swinging on the first pitch. And there's a strike to Travis d'Arnaud.
It's a pretty good ratio, I'd say.
All three, are you kidding me? It's only the 7th batter. And he's got everything going right now.
Sweet unis, by the way. So I'd throw that little nugget in there. I like the W on the chest. I really like the hats this year, the numbers with the stars in them. The socks are fantastic.
So sick.
So sick is right. That way, Carp.
Darno, 4-game hitting streak. 1-2 from Strasburg. Well outside. Steven against the Mets career. 8-4, 2.69. Tonight's start number 15. Change up. And the 3-2 curveball for the strikeout.
That's not fair.
Wow. 6 of 7 retired. Strikeout number 3.
Go to Nationals.com/vote and send Anthony Rendon to the All-Star game. It's in Miami. Anthony wants to be there. The hotel has a good pool, Anthony. So even if maybe you wanted the days off, you can have the days off. But look at this play right here one more time. I mean, don't sleep on this play. This is what Nolan Arenado does so well. He backs up on the ball because he has a big arm and he has a cannon. Well, Anthony Rendon, I think, is every bit as good as Arenado with his glove. And he's showing you the arm strength right there. I mean, look at that throw. His weight's going toward the left field foul pole. He plants throws. We never see him throw over the top like that. And the carry on that baseball hit Ryan Zimmerman right in the face. They don't get much better than that.
And with all that going on, Ryan Zimmerman barely had to move for the throw. Amazing.
And the play he made Saturday, Clark, going in the stands.
Yeah.
Fearless.
So here's Anthony Rendon hitting .297. On base percentage at .399. Interesting moment today when Daniel Murphy and the other guys were asked, well, from your guys' view, what makes Anthony Rendon deserving of being on the All-Star team? Murphy looked at the guy and said, you ever go to Fangraphs?
You ever watch a game?
Yeah.
Want to go there.
But then I thought the greatest description of all was Murphy calling Rendon an under-the-radar superstar. That's high praise from a teammate. And they know.
Well, he's not a self-promoter. He just likes to play baseball. Doesn't like to watch it. He likes to hit the baseball hard, make great plays, and win games. That's it.
2-1 pitch. That ball's well hit to right. Going back for it, Jay Bruce. He'll run it down halfway onto the track. So, Dan, I know you were at that presser today with the 4 All-Stars. Strasburg sat out, but that was a fun session.
It was, and Daniel Murphy's deadpan comment about the Fangraphs statistics. I've got some information for fans who might not know about Fangraphs or know how strong a first half Rendon has had. He ranks 8th among all major league position players in WAR. That's wins above replacement, which factors in all elements of the game: offense, defense, base running. So that's what Murphy's talking about. And Max Scherzer added that Rendon has impacted the Nats in so many ways. Said it's really hard for him to swallow that Rendon isn't an all-star.
And then Anthony Weeder's up there flying to center. Brandon Nimmo is there for the out, 2 down. Thanks, Dan, for your add-on there.
Well, they all had shirts on today in batting practice that Anthony Rendon's my favorite player. Great T-shirts. They were all wearing them. Even though they didn't hit, they were playing catch and doing their workouts on the field. They all had those shirts on. So not only Trey Turner wearing that shirt, the rest of the ball club. I remember a few years ago when I had the white T-shirt that said "Vote for Rendon." Remember the white T-shirt with the black print on it? He was a write-in candidate, I think, in 2014.
I tell you, it's tough to get that vote, man. And we were very pleased, FP and I, as we looked down to the field today. I don't know what, about 4 o'clock. Calling everybody Anthony now. Trey Turner was on the field with our strength guy, Matt Iden. And he was running the bases, as you mentioned, trying to keep the legs and the rest of his body strong.
They just go and splint, no cast on it. He's going to be able to keep his arm strength. I think the tricky part when that thing starts healing, they find out in a couple weeks, is the throwing, because it's his throwing arm. And nobody talking about that. Everyone talking about hitting, but you know, your wrist and throwing is huge.
Well, that was close on 0-2 to Anthony Defoe. Getting a start at second base tonight. He's been on base in 15 of his 19 starts with 16 hits. That's a slow bouncer out to Jose Reyes. The race is on, and he's safe. Duda couldn't handle it at the back end. And we're hoping it's a hit for Wilmer Defoe.
Definitely a hit. Yeah, they scored a hit. I was looking on StatCast the other day that, you know who the second fastest shortstop is in the National League? Wilmer Defoe. And they rank the speed of the shortstops. Obviously, Trey Turner the fastest. You're looking at the second fastest. Even though he's playing second base tonight, that's where the rankings were. And you see why. Infield single for Wilmer. We'll take it.
Here's Anthony, sometimes called Adrian Sanchez. So he got a little time in the field in St. Louis. He had the rough at bat to end the game on Saturday when that call could have gone either way. Had it gone the other way, the Nats would have tied the game. And now he gets a start at home. (1-1). He was hitting .259 at Syracuse. 15 doubles, 4 homers, 18 RBIs, 19 walks when the Nats called him up June 30th when Trey went on the DL. These are his career minor league numbers. 10 years in the minor leagues. Step off and back to the bag, Defoe. Adrian's 26 years of age. He'll have a birthday in mid-August. And to short. Reyes can't come up with it. How do they score that one?
Well, that's the big leagues. That play's got to be made. I mean, if I'm Steven Matz right now, I'm expecting my shortstop to make. I'd be surprised if they get us a hit. He hit it hard. I mean, that's just a couple steps to Jose Reyes' right. Yeah, might have been better backhand in this ball. Got on him quick. You see the forehand to the right foot. It's tough to see over there. That's why most guys go backhand. Watch this. He's going to lose sight of this because he's reaching so far to his right, and that's where that last hop kind of came up and bit him. And now Steven Strasburg trying to pick himself up.
Jose Reyes, 7th error of the year. But that gets it down to turn over the lineup. And Strasburg 5 for 34 this year with a home run and 2 RBIs. Nats starting pitchers have swung the bat pretty well lately.
He likes to hit off of lefties, I know that.
Scherzer has 7 hits. Gio, Joe Ross, and Steven all have 5.
Steven has a tater.
He does, his second career. And Matt's dropping in a good curve of his own. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mets, though, have made him work a couple of long innings. 21 pitches first inning. 15 more here. And Strasburg with a fly ball to short right. Jay Bruce. Lineup gets turned over as the Nationals have now stranded 3. No score after 2.
Park, Steven Strasburg has admitted of late that even though he's been in the DC areas for a handful of years now, the heat and humidity that he has to pitch through both here in DC and in some cities down south over the course of the summer is still something that he's trying to acclimate himself to and battles over the course of the season. He tries to stay hydrated and not let the sweat bother him on the mound, but that is still something that's a work in progress for Steven. And after his last start, in which he went 7 strong innings in a win over the Cubs, he said he felt physically right where he needed to be, that he and the national strength staff had put together a pre-start program that Strasburg felt really worked well, keeping him hydrated and in good condition. And so we'll watch for that again today, guys. He'll get tested in that regard. Heat index in the mid-80s through a good part of the evening, and first pitch temperature right at 90 degrees.
All right, well done, Dan. With a Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Mets number 8 hitter Brandon Nimmo leads off here.
Bootleg weather for Masson Dan. I like it. How are we looking tomorrow, Dan?
Hot.
It's a big day.
Showing 90 tomorrow. By the way, Steven Strasburg now has thrown a first pitch strike to all 8 New York hitters.
Game's at Zimmerman o'clock tomorrow.
And the 0-2 upstairs. Nimmo 3 for 12 in 13 games since his latest recall. 274 for the Mets last year in 32 games. He was a first rounder 4 years ago. 13th overall. Pardon me, the year wasn't 13, the year was 11, so that's 6 years ago. And he's 1 for 2 career with a walk against Steven Strasburg. Close with that 90 changeup. 2-2. Mercedes-Benz on the entire AB.
See, that's the pitch you got to hit. And I know as a hitter against Steven Strasburg, you're thinking, you know, he's got the curve, he's got the wipeout change. But if you get a fastball center cut with 2 strikes, you got to get on that. Now he can go to that turbo curve, the turbo changeup, throw the change as hard as he can for strike 3. There's a lot of things he can do to you now. That's the pitch you have to put into play, I think. Really easy to say, not easy to do, trust me. Because with 2 strikes, you have those thoughts in the back of your head. Even though you're looking fastball, just a little bit of change, a little bit of curve in the back of your mind. Make it tough to hit 98.
Going to be at least an 8-pitch at bat here. Strasburg only 27 pitches, 2 innings total, with 22 of those strikes. He got him looking with 83. And for Steven Strasburg, 8 batters, 4 strikeouts.
He got him looking with a nasty curve. You see the grip. I mean, he's holding that thing like a Titleist. Did you see that? I mean, it's so small in his hand. It's able to just rush it up there with so much spin on it. And after fouling off a couple fastballs, Nimmo at the mercy of that hammer. That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know if you get it on TV like we do when we're maybe on the field during batting practice or just in the clubhouse and see Steven. He is a hulking mass of a young man. I mean, he's big boned. He's got the long arms. He is so solid in the lower half. It's unbelievable how big and strong looking he is when you see him up close.
Yeah. 9 for 9 on first pitch strikes.
0-1, and that's inside. So Strasburg goes first pitch strike to every Met first time around the order.
That's dirty. I mean, it's a wiffle ball, curveball. I don't care if the pitcher's hitting. Steven Matz get hit, by the way. He takes a good rip, and he's probably one of the better hitting pitchers in the National League. That curveball was filth.
Well, he does look like Joe DiMaggio. We saw that in him in New York recently. He'll slap it over to the left side. Anthony Rendon on the move. 2 down. First time around the order, the Mets go 1 for 9 with a little chop down the third base line for a hit.
Play baseball at Nats Park. You join the White House Historical Association in July and receive a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to swing for the fences, baby, from home plate, throw a live bullpen session, or practice in the player batting cages at Nats Park. Act before July 9th and join us for just $39.95. Visit WHA/Nats. Speaking of the White House, apparently you and I are running for office in 2020.
I'd say if somebody knows how to get signs on television 2 blocks away from here.
So that see you later, hit it here, Bryce, is this now for this homestand. Bob and FP 2020.
And I've heard that we are now under investigation.
Well, I have way too many skeletons in my closet to do that. But I'll tell you this, I'd be way better on Twitter.
And I don't know anybody from Russia.
Way better on Twitter.
0-1, and Reyes slaps it out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Sixth time in 10 hitters, Strasburg has been 0-2 on a Met. Struck out Reyes swinging first time up.
Dan could be our national cabana boy. Is there such an office? I would appoint him.
You talk about prestige. Wow.
Fetch me a drink.
Up the middle, and Reyes has a clean single into center field. And even at the age of 34, Reyes is doing some running. He's 10 for 11. Numbers from Jeep. So Steven Strasburg swing and miss. Last Friday, 26 swings and misses.
Remember we had John Lackey with 70 pitches in that game without a swing and miss? And Steven had 26 his last start. Amazing the difference in the two.
Yeah, so last time out, 13 strikeouts, lots of swings and misses. There's Asdrubal Cabrera. And the Nats mindful of Reyes. 498 career steals.
Only 4 stolen bases against Steven this year.
Isn't that something from, what, 3 years ago?
Yeah, he used to run crazy on
Amazing. Reyes holding.
Slide step right there. I think Reyes wanted to go.
Checks in with his first base coach, Tom Goodwin. Target in from Matt Wieters. Fastball right there, and Strasburg thought he had a strike. Said it's 2-0.
Pretty good pitch. Steven wanted it. You saw the body language. Wieters framed it up. Did get the call from Paul Nauert.
Split the inside corner. Cabrera has 3 career hits against Strasburg, 2 of them home runs, but just 3 for 13. Nice low throw in there where Zimmerman could sweep the tag.
Jose Reyes' left sock reminds me of the Wicked Witch of the East when the house dropped on her. Yeah, that one. Remember? And the toes curled up.
Yeah.
You just don't get that anywhere.
Yeah, everybody has those, but some not as courageous to show them as others. Reyes on the move, swing and a miss, a bullet, and out at second. Looked like Sanchez straddled Reyes as he went on through, and Matt Wieters throws out his 8th base runner of the year.
Yeah, perfect throw. That was keeping him close. Steven Strasburg gave Wieters a chance with his quick delivery to the plate. And I don't think the Mets are going to check this. Jose Reyes not arguing. That was a perfect throw right on the base. Check out the tag by Sanchez. Perfect.
By FH Fur. Absolutely the best. Well, that saved Stevens some pitches to end the third inning like that.
I mean, it was just beautiful way this whole sequence developed. You see the bad jump by Reyes. That was because of the quick throws over to first. And you see the cutter from behind that Matt Wieters threw right there. Kind of cut right toward the base and worked nicely for him. But that's just attention to detail by Steven Strasburg and Chris Spire on the bench, keeping Reyes close.
So here's Brian Goodwin, bottom of the third, leading off. That was a long inning for Steven, 19 pitches. Off speed, 0-2. Brian Goodwin leading off for the Nats in the first, dropped a clean single out to center. Taylor walked. Looked like the Nats were in business, but Matt struck out Harper and got Zimmerman on the double play ball. Brian's batting average back up at 270 now. He's going to bounce one out to Reyes, playing toward the middle. One out. Nats road ahead, driven by your local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyFirst.com. Joe Ross and Seth Lugo tomorrow morning at 11. Tanner Roark, Jacob deGrom back on the regular schedule, 7:05 on Wednesday. And then check out the game times for Atlanta. Braves are here for 4, 7 on Thursday, Friday. WUSA 9 with us for a couple of games. 4 on Sunday, and then 1:30, pardon me, Saturday, and then 1:30 on Sunday. And then it's the All-Star break. Bryce waiting for Taylor's at bat here. Michael A behind, now 0-2. He walked first time. Had to work hard for that base on balls. That is in there. Michael A. Taylor frozen on a high tight fastball.
So I want to show you what Bryce Harper has done in the past and what he's doing right now. This is off of Gazelman in New York. You see the big leg kick, the violent leg kick that he has to create the torque in his swing. So that'll make you hit him about 500 feet. Watch last night the difference in his approach. He just lifts up his right heel, puts it back down, and smooths the home run. You see the hips fire, the hands and the bat come behind. But basically a flat-footed approach, a no-stride approach, if you will, like Daniel Murphy worked for 2 home runs last night in St. Louis. Haven't seen that from Bryce, maybe on occasion against a tough lefty with 2 strikes. But I was talking to Jay Bruce today before the game, and we were wondering if he would do it again tonight or if it was just a one-night thing that he was tinkering with. But so far, he's done it here. Did it his first at-bat, and he's doing it again.
Yeah, fastball outside corner got him looking first time.
And I just think he's so strong, Carp. He's one of those guys that's blessed that really doesn't have to create all that stuff with his lower half. It's just something he's done his whole career. And if he finds something with this approach, look out. I mean, it's conducive to being more consistent.
Good eye, 2-1.
And it's a lower maintenance approach, meaning I don't have to work on my timing with that leg kick and worry about keeping my head still. It'll naturally stay still because you don't have as much pre-pitch movement.
2-1 pitch. Quick bat. Back to the screen it goes.
They had a little leg kick on that 2-1 pitch and just a hair late.
Breaking ball, and Harper pulls it for a single. Bryce Harper's 91st hit of the year.
He's a tinker, boy. The first couple pitches he kept his foot down. That one he had a leg kick, and then with the 2-1 pitch he did too, and he just stays with it. And watch this one. There was a little more than just a heel lift there. Watch, he picks his foot off the ground a little bit, so smaller. And a base hit for Bryce.
Is that what you guys call getting it down early? Well before the ball got there?
Yeah, he didn't have the big leg kick, but he also didn't have the no stride, so somewhere in between those two. And for an old hitting coach, this is fun to watch. It's not like Cal Ripken where he went up with a different stance every single time, but he tinkers with his approach a lot. I see it on a nightly basis. I don't always point it out because you probably get lost on all the things. It's not very noticeable, but this one was different.
Slider at 87. Cutting in on Ryan, but he got a strike with it, 1-1. He was waiting for that breaking ball, hammers it to the scoreboard, and Jay Bruce is there to cut it off. Playing well off the line, just enough slice to come back to him. Baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Simple ride up the escalator to get behind the scoreboard out there in right center. Hot night. Pretty good pitching matchup right now between the Stevens. And when you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. Wander Suero, we saw the 25-year-old some in spring training, continues to impress. And in 30 games combined this year, look at the ERA. He's got some closing stuff going on in the minor leagues.
He's ready. Call him up.
Wow. As Dribble Cabrera was at the plate when Reyes was gunned down by Strasburg and Wieters. So the former Nat and now second baseman for the Mets, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Overpowering guys with that heater.
Great crowd here tonight. Great atmosphere. You can tell everybody's fired up for the fourth. Good feel in the yard tonight. Waiting for something to cheer about.
Cabrera, Cespedes, and Bruce. And he misses away with the heater, 2-2. Mets are 5 under 500, 9.5 back of the Nationals. Jerry Collins' team on the road, a respectable 20 and 21. Pardon me, 19 and 19 on the road. They are 5 under at home, so thanks to the Nats, basically, they have a pretty rough record at home.
Well, the Braves have cut the Nats lead from 12.5 games to 7.5 games in 26 days, and they've trimmed the lead by 4 games the last 15 days. So there's the standings right now, and the Braves are playing good baseball. Used to be 12.5, now it's 7.5.
They'll be here for 4 starting Thursday. Close. Nissan on the pitch cast.
Small strike zone tonight, don't you think? Yeah, that's a little bit low the way Matt Wieters caught that. Glove almost went to the ground.
So a payoff pitch, and Strasburg misses low. Try to get him with the hook. First walk tonight and the 3rd Mets base runner.
Sunday fun day, family fun day. Bring the whole family to the yard for a new and improved Sunday family fun day. Arrive early for the all-new inflatable T-ball game. Chalk and poster baking stations. I'll be there eating paste. And then stay after the game for Kids Run the Bases. Plus, save up to 36% with the Nationals Family Fun Pack presented by Harris Teeter. Visit nationals.com/ticket. All right. Crushing at the yard.
Strasburg still pretty good command. Everything close here. And a ball to Cespedes, who bounced one about 40 feet up the 3rd base line first time. It got onto the dirt from the grass, but sat there, never did make that left turn. He pops it up. Zimmerman down the line. He'll make the call for the foul ball. First out. Bruce and Rivera now the next 2. Interesting set of numbers our stat guy Carter Myers handed me a moment ago. A couple of pitches since then, but really right now combined Strasburg and Matz are throwing strikes at about a 78% clip combined in this one. Very impressive by both. Jay Bruce, fly ball to short right field first time. And this one to short left field. Goodwin. 2 outs. Communicating there after the play with Michael A. Taylor. It's pretty good outfield, man. These 3 guys the Nats are throwing out there. They can all run. They'll have good arms. Bryce, an absolute rocket.
Michael A. Taylor's got a cannon too.
He does. Goodwin and Taylor each have 3 outfield assists. Bryce in the top 2 in the league with 6. So here's T.J. Rivera, who was out on that amazing throw by Anthony Rendon. First time up, they got the runner picked off, and Zimmerman can't throw or decides not to. Ball in the dirt, fielded by Wieters, and Cabrera was off and running.
Well, you're thinking nice stop by Matt Wieters in a 0-0 game in the 4th to keep Asdrubal Cabrera at first base, and then you went from thinking that to the inning's over. But then the pick, and I don't think Ryan knew that Cabrera was running. See if he looked. See, his back's to the play. Somebody's got to help him there and say he's going. Usually the off infielder's got to scream.
As you mentioned, pretty good pick by Wieters. It's called a wild pitch. So Cabrera, scoring position. First Met to make it to second base tonight. The hitter, T.J. Rivera, 1 ball, 1 strike. Contact guy, he really spreads out. And he's well out ahead of that one. Yeah, he was spread out and he took a swing for M Street on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Change up, I think. He was way out front and then lost his balance to a knee.
4-game hitting streak for Rivera. 4 games, 6 hits.
That was by design. Tried to elevate.
Two now. Lucas Duda has seen 1 pitch tonight and he popped up. Walked him on a changeup that went inside. 2 walks in the inning.
Taste of the World is back on Saturday, July 8th. Nats celebrate international culture and cuisine with a pregame food and drink festival. Special ticket includes the Nats Braves game ticket, $405. Plus, you'll take home a pair of salt and pepper shakers. Nats branded. Visit nationals.com/special ticket. All right.
Taste of the ballpark right there.
Taste of French fries, like I'm going to the electric chair.
Dippin' Dots. And right now the strike zone a little elusive for Steven. And a visit from Matt Wieters as it goes 2-0.
I saw something mechanically, or just give him a little breather here. Working hard.
Ball 3.
Does he want Travis d'Arnaud with the bases loaded? He doesn't have to fight back into this count if he doesn't want to. He's got a base, albeit third, and he puts another runner in scoring position. But if he's got confidence in the right-hander on deck, why not? I don't think he cares about this walk. Even though it's the third of the inning and Mike Max could have come out, maybe he saw something too. Maybe he wants this matchup.
Well, Craig Mannix used to make decisions like that all the time, and it worked out okay. You better have the stuff to get that next guy. And
well, you know,
righty-righty.
d'Arnaud was the Nat killer last time they were here in this ballpark.
Yeah.
There were some unlikely candidates hitting taters against the Nats last time the Mets stopped by. I think the first pitch here is important. If I remember right, d'Arnaud likes to swing early in the count with runners in scoring position. So if you throw a fastball, you got to locate it. And we'll see if they decide to throw a heater.
d'Arnaud struck out looking first time. Steven Strasburg, long third inning with 19 pitches. He's up to 23 here.
Excuse me, Carp. That's a big miss with the first pitch curveball, because now you're painting yourself into a corner, and you almost have to throw a fastball. See what they do. Double up.
How about that? Confidence. 1-1.
That's big time confidence. So you miss with the first pitch curveball, and if you're a hitter, you're saying he's got to come with the heater, and he drops another curveball and gets a call.
Yeah, now you're wondering, he's going to triple up on me?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it goes from advantage hitter to dropping that curveball in for a strike to advantage Steven Strasburg, and he throws the third one in a row. This one the best one of all three. Look at this. And now the crowd going to try to help Steven get out of this jam.
Yeah, big crowd tonight. No empty sections in this yard on this Monday evening. 1-2 with 2 men aboard. 3 men aboard. Swinging a foul. They all walked. Cabrera leading off. And then Rivera with 2 outs. Followed by Lucas Duda. No score. And then covering that changeup, Matt Wieters. Swing and a foul tip to stay alive.
Deep breath, do it again. Matt Wieters trying to hold on to the foul tip, but the ball just going down too hard. No chance as you look at it again. Four curves in the sequence. Does he throw 5?
Yes, he would.
You see, this is the game that goes on in the hitter's mind right now. You're like, is he going to throw me another one, or am I going to see 98? Is he coming with the express? Because I have to be ready for that, even if he does throw me the 6th curveball in the sequence out of 8 pitches. A heck of an at-bat by Travis d'Arnaud.
"30 pitches in the inning and now 76 in 4. "15 strikes out of those 30. Got him looking. How about that?
He's guessing curveball. I thought he was going to get number 7, and Steven Strasburg locked him up with a fastball in the corner for a huge, huge strikeout in this nothing ball game. June 16th, Citi Field. Matt Wieters with his only hit of the day. It was a big one. His 6th home run, the 3rd inning off Steven Matz. Then Michael A. Taylor goes the other way for a Tater. He got 2 hits in that ball game. And then Anthony Rendon going the other way off Steven Matz. Nats won that one 7-2. Max Scherzer struck out 10. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 taters hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing.
And going into that game, the Mets were 9.5 back of the Nationals, who had beaten them 8-3 the night before behind Gio. So they haven't gained any ground on the Nationals. Only the Braves had over the last few weeks. Inside edge on Anthony Rendon, who hit the ball really well first time. Jay Bruce went back to the track in front of the Nationals bullpen to grab his drive.
Take the sign home? Take yourself home.
Look out. So 10 scoreless innings coming into tonight. Now Matt's adding on. Breaking ball, and Anthony Rendon just waited for it and hit it really well. 2 line drives for him tonight, and he's 1 for 2.
Well, maybe he'll come around and score. We're hoping up here. I see him stay on the curveball right back up the middle. See him square it up. That's what you call squaring a ball up. You take the rotation off it and hit a knuckleball right where it came from. And man, can he hit. Just a short, compact swing, taking it right out of Travis d'Arnaud's glove for a leadoff knock.
Matt Wieters is next. Fly ball to center first time.
I think it's important to have a long inning here to give Steven Strasburg a little bit of rest, even though he's due up here in a minute, if it gets to him.
Slow roller, and Matt Wieters is really going to have to get it down the line. He can't, and it's a 6-4-3 double play.
I mean, you have to work to get out of a bases loaded jam. You want to catch your breath, relax for a little bit before you get back out there.
So the Mets, behind Matz, turn their 2nd of the night. And Wilmer Depot's going to slow dance romantically his way into the batter's box. Infield hit, first time up.
Figured it would be a tough one for the offense to gear up. Nats got in around 4 in the morning last night from St. Louis.
Outside, the count's 2-2.
And then guess what? You got to get up at 7 tomorrow because you have an 11 o'clock game. So next couple of days going to be tough, especially off of that ESPN Sunday Night Baseball game.
Joe Russ tomorrow morning. 3-2. Seth Lugo for the Mets tomorrow morning. Baseball and eggs. 3-2. Nats had him behind and he walked it. So Defoe on for the second time in that number 7 spot. And now Adrian Sanchez, who hit the ball sharply and it was booted by Reyes, gets a chance here.
What we got today?
Well, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com. See how much you could save. Teddy is waiting with a sign to vote for Anthony Rendon. Tom not fooled. See, they're just a little bit smarter than the rest of us down in Charlottesville. Just a little bit smarter.
Well, their brains are 40 times bigger than ours in those costumes, so they better be smarter. It's a lot of brain.
Strike call, it's 0-1.
StatCast powered by AWS.
And the 0-1 slapped the other way. Steven Matz is at 68 pitches. Had one of the best games of his career here a year ago May. Beat the Nationals 2-0. Close, and that's ball 1. Outdueled Tanner Roark that day as he went 8 innings, shut out the Nats on 4 hits. First time our ball club had ever faced him. Runner moving, ball 2, and out is Defoe. He's pointing to the dugout. This is really close.
As Drubel's not running full speed into his dugout, so there's a clue that maybe Wilmer was safe. Chris Spire on the horn. Headphones coming. What do we got? He looks safe from way up here where we sit. Let's check it out together in Exmo. What do you got? I mean, this will be the definitive view, right? Oh yeah, he's safe.
Yeah, it looked like.
But did he stay on? Stay with it here for me, because I think he puts a tag on him again. He stayed on and he's safe.
Mets challenging.
The Nats are challenging the call.
Pardon me. Yeah, he was called out. My bad.
Stayed on, and Adrian Sanchez has a chance to get his first big league hit and put his ball club ahead. That shouldn't take too long, right?
Nats have the fewest challenges in baseball, 13 on the year, and they've won 6 of those.
I just like going CSI Challenge and watching players and their reactions before you even get to the replay, because they tell you everything you need to know. They really do.
So on your left, John Lipka, the call-up umpire who made the call. And then on your right, Dana DeMute, the 35-year veteran crew chief.
I mean, Matz is warming up. Cabrera half-heartedly ran off the field, so they know. They know.
It would be Wilmer Defoe's second of the year. And I guess the reason they're looking at it so long is to make sure Defoe stayed on the bag.
Yeah, hand there. There's the tag on the wrist after the hand hit. Wilmer saying safe, making the call.
Watch out for the hidden ball trick, Wilmer.
Oh, yeah.
As Drubel hasn't given up the baseball.
Look how small Asdrubal Cabrera's glove is, his second base glove. That's Joe Morgan style small. Look at that thing. That is tiny. Look at how small that glove is. And the reason that second you use a small glove is because you got to pivot and get it out of there quick, reach for the baseball. Can't reach in there in a big glove and find it as quick.
And this tells me they're looking for something really minute.
Or maybe they were out grabbing a bite. This one's not that hard.
Right now there are 2 baseballs on the infield. Cabrera has one, Matz has the other, and the runner is safe. It's stolen base number 2 for Wilmer Defoe. Now Cabrera just tagged him, but time's not in. And like I said, the pitcher has another baseball.
There's 2 baseballs in play right now. Cabrera had one, Matz has one. Cabrera just threw his to the ball girl down the right field line. But that might make things interesting once in a while, to just throw 2 balls in the game like a pinball machine.
Yeah. So it's 2-2 to Sanchez. Went out to get it.
Tell you what, watching Adrian Sanchez for the first time, he has a lot of mannerisms similar to Asdrubal Cabrera.
Matz has really had to battle against the bottom of the order today. And Sanchez to center field. Nimmo is right there. And Strasburg, well, he got that long breather he needed. He'll lead off in the 5th. No score with the arch rival Mets.
The Brazo highlight package. Brazo, Spanish for arm. Steven Strasburg appreciating that throw, that play. Watch this arm from Matt Wieters. Little cutter right out of the bag. Thanks for coming. And then watch this one. This is the best one. About 98 on the black for a called 3rd strike to win a fierce battle with Travis d'Arnaud and the bases loaded. That might be your turning point of the game. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this year.
9th pitch at bat there to battle through at the end of a long 4th inning when Steven had walked 3.
See, we educate here at Masson. We teach you Spanish words.
Now I know what the name of the river is down in Texas. It's the Arm River.
Brazo.
8, 9, and 1. Nimmo, Matz, and Reyes. First pitch swinging. That ball's well hit to center. Taylor tearing back, finds his spot, and then just kind of walking backwards as he makes the catch. He's got such great instincts out there. 1 out.
Checking out the replay on the scoreboard. I like it. He's shaking his head because he broke the wrong way, but he corrected. I mean, he's a good athlete. He's been playing out there every day. Not a problem.
Steven Matz, ground ball to Rendon first time. And the curve just missing. 1-1. There's young Joe DiMaggio.
Yep.
Ball hits the mound, changes directions a little bit. Sanchez, very smooth, 2 down. More on Wilmer Difo and the Nats. Here's Dan.
Bob, Wilmer Difo out there at second base today, and we've talked at times in the past about Daniel Murphy in half innings when he's not out there, maybe hitting. He's still talking baseball on days that he doesn't play. He's still trying to help out his teammates. Well, I've seen him a bunch of times so far tonight, standing up on the top step, directing Wilmer Difo defensively, getting him in the best spot, depending on whatever hitter is up. He's still super involved in this game and trying to help out his teammate at his own defensive position.
Yeah, not just sitting around, walking back and forth into every pitch.
Well, when Daniel Murphy's done, whenever that is, he'd make a great manager, a great general manager, student of the game, if he wants to keep doing it. And he definitely has the pipes to do what we do.
He told me he has a face for radio. That's Murph on himself. 2-0. I wanted to say okie dokie, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Sanchez out, Goodwin in, and that is a nice, quick 7-pitch inning. Just what Steven Strasburg needed at this stage of the game.
Pretty good pitching going on, pretty good defense going on as we move to the bottom of the 5th. Just 6 hits in this game, no runs yet. Steven Strasburg going to try to start it up. The Nats wrap up the first half of the season with a 4-game weekend series against the Bravos. Remember, they're just 7.5 games up against the Braves, so this series you're looking at, this one could be a big one too. Don't miss your last chance to join Nats baseball at home before the final week of July. Visit nationals.com/tickets.
So Dusty watching Strasburg. Strike 1, bottom of the 5th underway. Steven a fly ball to right, first time up. That was Steven Matz, 73rd pitch, strike number 45. And a tapper that he'll take care of. Not a great throw, but 1 out. Now it's Goodwin and Taylor trying to extend the inning to Harper and Zim. Strasburg 84 pitches now, 55 strikes, and that was the kind of inning he really needed. 7 pitches, 4 strikes to get Nimmo, Matz, and Reyes. Goodwin 1 for 2. He's gone over shortstop for a hit and to the shortstop with a ground ball.
Steven Matz grew up watching the Mets play. Local guy from Long Island. I mean, that's the good part. The bad part is if you go up and meet him and you're polite, you call him Mr. Matz. And that's where I think I'd have a problem with that. It's like, no, I'm not the mascot. I'm the left-handed pitcher. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hello, Mr. Matz. Oh, you call me Steven, thanks.
Goodwin turns on one, well foul. Steven Matz is 26 years of age, 15-9 as a big leaguer. It's his 33rd start. Three and 2.
Big pitch coming.
Maybe 90 feet becoming big in this game. And he got a piece of it. And a foul tip into the catcher's glove. Matz doesn't strike out a lot. That's his 3rd of the night. We go inside the numbers, brought to you by G. Season series 7-3 Nats because they have dominated 6-1 at Citi Field. The edge in homers, runs per game, runners in scoring position. And the Nats bullpen has been outstanding against the Mets. And the Nats have just battered theirs.
Steven Matz has pounded Michael A. Taylor in with fastballs all night tonight. And now he goes curveball, changeup to start up this sequence. But it's always dangerous to look in there. But every once in a while, if a guy stays in there too much, you got to get him out of there.
1 ball, 1 strike. And keeping that ball away that time with the off speed. So he's going to bust him.
Made him aware in the first 2 times and going soft away this time. Might try to speed him up here with 2 strikes. We'll see.
Target in. It usually means heater. Taylor hits it high to center. Nimmo. That's it for the Nationals. Each team goes in order quickly in the 5th of this scoreless game.
Adrian Sanchez getting his first major league start today for this Nationals club. Signed with this organization 10 years ago at 16 out of Venezuela, and after those 10 years in the minors and 914 minor league games, finally got the call to the big leagues last Friday. He's always been viewed as a very smooth defender, experienced at second, short, and third. Told me earlier today he feels his bat has progressed this season, that helped him get the call when the Nationals needed him. Dusty clearly not afraid to work Sanchez into the mix, saying he wants to be sure to keep Stephen Drew healthy. So it'll be a mix of Drew, Wilmer Defoe, and Adrian Sanchez at short for now, guys.
All right, thanks, Dan. With a Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Sanchez and Ryan Zimmerman are the only guys I can think of who were signed by Jim Bowden before Mike Rizzo got here. Longtime organization guys. And you just pull so hard for a kid who signed at such a young age, had to leave home, and then it takes 10 years to get to the big leagues. Fantastic.
Yeah, soak it in. Your first starts in front of a full house the day before the 4th of the nation's capital in a 0-0 game.
Yeah, how good's that?
It's great.
1-1 to Cabrera, who has struck out and walked. And now he'll fly one to center. Michael A. Taylor just kind of cruising to it for the first out, 6th inning. So the Mets box only shows 2 base hits. The little dribbler by Cespedes in the first. Reyes clean single up the middle, 2 outs in the 3rd. Then he was caught stealing. Other than that, the walks to Cabrera, Rivera, and Duda. The extent of the Mets offense last inning.
I'm glad that Reyes got that hit.
Yeah, because you're thinking, what if that thing by Cespedes is the only one?
I thought it right when he did it, because that's how good Steven Stuff is tonight. That's how lucky we are every 5th day with Max and Steven. This, think about a no-hitter right from the get-go.
So here's Cespedes, fouled out a 2nd time on the other side to Ryan Zimmerman.
Has Steven ever flirted with one? I don't think he has. I mean, I know he's thrown some one-hitters, but I feel like that one hit was early in the game, or he's thrown a one-hitter.
4 innings, maybe 5 innings here and there. I don't think anything deep like 6 or 7.
Tried to quick pitch him. That's odd. I mean, with his stuff and the overpowering fastball.
Early in his career, guys used to really be on his fastball. That's the first pitch they saw in any at bat, because everybody realized what kind of stuff he had. He had to make some adjustments. That ball is a mile high out to center. When it comes down, 2 down. Jay Bruce is next. So 6 straight for Strasburg since the walks back in the 4th. What a night. Look at that crowd. Ballpark official capacity 41,339.
There's fireworks after the game, but they're waiting for some fireworks from the Nats bats here during the game. Tired bunch trying to figure it out.
Here's Jay Bruce. He's flown out to Harper and Goodwin.
This is the whole get me over changeup when he's sitting dead red. Look at that thing just dive down at 89.
Mercedes-Benz on the downshift.
Another one.
That's a swing, says Dana DeMuth. 0-2.
Another one? What do you think? There's a side swing. Did he go? I thought he did. Might triple up here, although you could go high fastball to a change. See what they decide.
Yeah, just get it upstairs if you do. Oh, he goes changeup, and that's even nastier. That time, a 10-pitch inning for Strasburg. Bottom 6, Harper, then Zimmerman and Rendon. The Unlimited Baseball Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Mookie Betts went Anthony Rendon on somebody yesterday, so he tied the RBI record by a leadoff hitter. Only 5 players in history, 8 in a game from the leadoff spot. Since the RBIs became an official stat in 1920, Miguel Montero, we didn't think he'd be unemployed for long. The Blue Jays have picked him up. And Zach Cozart is getting a donkey, evidently, from Joey Votto, because he did make the All-Star game, and he's the starter at shortstop, Zach Cozart.
Well, I hope his apartment takes pets. That's going to be awkward. Where are you putting the donkey?
Hee-haw. Bottom of the 6th, there's Harper. Pitch number 86 from Steven Matz. One swing could be the difference tonight, and that's a fastball up.
Well, I think we need to change seats, don't we? Where's Dusty? Dusty's on the end. He changed seats. So everybody at home change seats. Skipper's orders.
Target away on the edge, and he missed out there. 2-0.
Working so far. Far end.
Ball 3.
All right.
All-star in the batter's box, one on deck, and a hopeful in the hole. 3-0. Bryce taking.
Bryce with 4,630,306 votes to lead the major leagues.
And this one popped up left side. TJ Rivera for the first out, 6th inning. Bryce 1 for 3, one of 4 Washington hits. Goodwin leadoff single in the first. Defoe 2-out infield hit in the second. Bryce a clean single to right in the third, and then Anthony Rendon up the middle, but he was doubled up on a 6-4-3. Couple of walks and a steal by Defoe. The only other offense by the Nats. So Ryan a double play ball, 5-4-3, and then he hit the ball heading for the scoreboard last time up, and Jay Bruce ran it down. That was with Harper aboard and 2 outs back in the 3rd.
Good running catch.
Taking on 2-0.
Trying to put his club up 1-0 and a 2-1 count. Why not?
Mr. Posey, despite the Giants being a last place ball club, still leading the league. And then Zimmerman, Murphy, Cozart, and Harper. The Nats have 3 of the top 5. Time given, 2-2 is the count. And Ryan saw that one breaking back in, fouled it back. Hey, while we have a moment, just want to say our sympathies to Jolynn Vincent. David, her husband, a great friend of ours and a longtime scorer here at Nationals Park and at RFK Stadium, lost a long battle with cancer, passed away about 6 p.m. last evening. So our thoughts and prayers to Jolynn and the family, and we're going to miss David. He was a great guy around the ballpark, knew a lot about the game, and was a very, very good official scorer. He will be missed in the press box. And that one goes 4-3 with Rendon coming up here in the 6th.
Remember back to April 30th in this ball game. Mets were in town, obviously. I think it was a pretty good game if I remember right.
Had a couple of knocks.
A couple of base hits, couple of RBIs, nothing special, right? Maybe 6 for 6 with 3 home runs and 10 RBI. And the last one, I think, came off of Kevin Plawecki, his 3rd home run of the day. So look at that. That's just ridiculous. One for the ages.
Had him for 18 total bases. Crazy. One for 2 tonight. Trying to start something here with 2 outs, and that one gets Travis d'Arnaud.
See, that block right there with nobody on just got Travis d'Arnaud a borderline call later somewhere down the road. Maybe not tonight, but the next time Paul Nauert has the plate, he'll remember that because he's picking up the home plate umpire by blocking that ball. And the other 3 guys standing out there all saw that too and appreciated it.
Yeah, he really got after that thing to keep it away from the umpire. 1 and 2. Steven Matz on target here. Only his 5th start of the big league level this year. His most pitches 110 last time out. So here comes number 100 in the 6th inning. He's going to call him out on a fastball up in the zone, and Paul Nauert eyeballing Anthony Rendon. Cast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Looks like the camo caps are pretty popular tonight.
I can't see them, but I'm hearing they're popular.
Busy evening in the team store. The last time the Nats played a team scoreless through 6 innings was September 14th of last year against the Mets. So Strasburg only 17 pitches in the last 2 innings. TJ Rivera top 7. It's a hook, it's a strike. Quite a matchup. Nats had 100 pitches, 62 strikes, and the Nats may be itching to get into that Mets bullpen. I mean, unbelievable curveball tonight, all night. That's well hit and foul. Into the 8 o'clock hour. Top 7. First pitch was thrown at 6:05 by Strasburg this evening. Huge crowd, one of the biggest of the year. Right now the Nats at 31,823, 6th highest average out of 15 National League teams. 0-2, and it's out to short. Sanchez smoothly for the first out. Potomac Nationals back in town tomorrow, starting a 7-game homestand. So there's a ticket package you can load up on tomorrow. Pre-game picnic, a game ticket, and the biggest fireworks blast off of the season down there in Woodbridge. Call them, log on. So you can double dip tomorrow, huh? Here for the morning and the peanuts later. Eight straight for Steven Strasburg now. Lucas Duda, a pop up to short and a walk. A changeup unhittable as well tonight.
He's just in a rhythm. I know it's the 7th inning. He just threw his 100th pitch, but he's just in some kind of rhythm out there with the ball game, with every pitch. He and Matt Wieters. That was almost a dangerous 0-2 pitch. Wieters wanted that up. He threw it in. Probably go back to that changeup here. Wants a fastball up again.
This one to left, and Goodwin back some. Short of the track, 2 down. The outs keep on coming. And in pretty quick fashion by Steven Strasburg.
So when you throw 97, you can make mistakes in the zone. You saw Matt Wieters give fastball up. And Lucas Duda, a guy with tremendous pop. Watch where the pitch is. They wanted that fastball above the New York on his jersey, and Steven Strasburg left it right there. Why did he get away with it? It was 97. So the velocity this late in the game allows you to make a mistake here or there. If that was 91, 92, might have been a different story.
Travis d'Arnaud has struck out twice looking. Last time at the end of a really tough battle, 9-pitch at bat, ending that 4th inning. There's Josh Edgin, one of their 2 lefties, along with Jerry Blevins.
Hearing the Nats bullpen phone ringing right now. Yeah, there's Mike Maddox on the phone. If you had that ringer they have down there in your cell phone, you could leave your phone in the car and be like a mile away and hear your cell phone ring. I mean, we're all the way up here. We hear that thing full crowd tonight. You can hear it above everybody.
Yeah. Well, nothing's worse than a bullpen phone not being answered, and it took care of that. d'Arnaud pops it up. Bryce Harper over and grabbing it at the rail. 7 great innings for Strasburg. They want to get this guy some runs.
So 0-0 game, every 90 feet huge. Jose Reyes in the third inning trying to steal off Matt Wieters. How about some StatCast powered by AWS? Show you the throw. A little cut at the end at 80.6 miles an hour, so almost 81 for Matt Wieters. Could be a huge play in this one as he leads this thing off in the seventh.
Yeah, everything big. Here's Wieters, Defoe, and Sanchez. Pitch number 101 from Steven Matz. And by the way, Steven Strasburg has just gone at least 7 for the 10th time this year. And we do have a footnote on a no-hitter that he did have going. It was as recently as last year. Remember, he was just off the DL. He started Sunday, the 3rd of July against the Reds. The Nats won that game in a blowout, 12-1. But he came out after 6 2/3. Did not give up a hit, walked 4, struck out 5, but Dusty got him out after 109 pitches. So the pitch count kept him from really flirting with the no-hitter that day, but he sure had no-hit stuff. Thanks to one of our fans who alerted us to that. Well, evidently, Josh Edgin didn't have anything and told Jerry Blevins to get up. One lefty for the other.
No, Edgin just grabbed the ball too. It's double barrel lefties down there.
Okay, he must have just taken a breather for a second. And that one is to Jay Bruce. Nats hasn't given the Nats a hit since Rendon's leadoff in the 4th. So Wilmer Defoe's next, Sanchez, and then Strasburg's hitting spot. He's still got the towel, keeping the arm warm. So at 105 pitches, he might be ready to go for 8.
Get him a run. I'm sure both clubs saying that right now about their pitchers.
Yeah. Defoe's been on twice. A single, a walk, and a steal. And his offer to bunt got 2 corner infielders on the move. In the dirt. Haven't addressed this in a couple of days, but I know Dan online getting a lot of queries about this, and we are about Davey Loeb, still tending to a family matter away from the ball club. There's Gary Thurman, and the Nats, according to Dan, giving Davey all the time he needs to take care of that situation, and we hope he's back soon and that all's well with him and his family. The man needs some company. 1-2. And a breaking ball popped up right side. It's coming back. Somebody told Lucas Duda, and it did with plenty of room to spare. 2 outs. Tomorrow morning, it's Joe Ross, and what a day it'll be at Nationals Park. The Rockettes will be here, the U.S. Army parachute team, the Golden Knights, and then it'll be Joe Ross and Seth Lugo. Joe's 4-3. Last 3 starts, the good news, 2.29 ERA. Johnny and Ray with breakfast at 10:30 for you. Nats Extra.
Remember last year was like a drizzly, rainy, dreary day. It wasn't a great crowd at Nats Park. It's, I think, besides opening day, the best day of the year to be at the Yard. But that's not going to be the case tomorrow. It looks like a beautiful day.
And you'll have time for everything else you want to do later in the day. Nobody's on deck. It's 1-1 to Sanchez. Adam Lynn just put a helmet on. And there he is. But that doesn't mean Strasburg's necessarily coming out of the game, because now it won't get to the number 9 spot. Will he pitch in the 8th? We're about to find out. For the night, continuing his all-star pitching, 2 hits through 7 and a whole bunch of strikeouts, and the command of his secondary pitches continues to amaze us, along with that 96-97 heater.
They're just pounding the strike zone with all of his pitches in whatever counts, so you can't just sit on a fastball off Steven now. Pitched to contact more than we saw him in the past tonight, but did a nice job of filling it up with the curveball early, stealing strikes with the changeup, and then whatever was working, repeating it late in the count for a ball, actually, to get the swing through strike. But a nice outing. Too bad there's no offense tonight, but Steven Matt's doing a nice job too, so you got to give him credit.
And both teams playing well defensively, but behind their guys. So if you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. With Matt Grace taking over, it's our UPS store. Nats called to the bullpen. Bottom of the order for New York, Nimmo, their pitcher's spot, and then Jose Reyes. Steven Strasburg, by the way, retired his last 10 straight. Matz, his last 10. Pretty impressive. Brandon Nimmo and Matt Grace. Bouncing ball, well placed. Looks like a hit. And he beats it out. Well played by Sanchez.
Yeah, really nice play by Adrian right there. Going to the hole. Ryan Zimmerman trying to cheat off the bag and get the call at first base. So a leadoff single for the Mets here in the 8th, and Nimmo can run a little bit. He's got good speed, so he had to get rid of it quick. Strong throw against the grain, and Nimmo beats it out easily. So now you have to be bunting here, don't you?
Yeah, Steven Matz was going to come out of the game. They had Wilmer Flores on deck. Now he's in there to bunt. 2 sacrifice bunts this year, and as you mentioned earlier, very good at handling the bat. Squares really early. To the right side, foul.
He doesn't need to be that fine with the bunt. And Nimmo, really good runner, just get it down. And he's probably going to try to make Ryan Zimmerman field it.
Lays that one down really well. Grace. Wow, he really goosed that thing, and he almost lost the runner. That ball rolled up his arm a little bit. He seemed to have a real slow time picking it up. Sacrifice is good, and we'll see if the Mets are in business here in the 8th.
Yeah, I mean, you remember the ball that he fielded on the line and threw down the right field line where he put it back in his glove. I don't know that he's that comfortable fielding this position just based on what I've seen. And look at Steven Matz hustling down the line after 7 innings of work. Having trouble finding the grip, and then just throws a change piece at Wilmer's toes.
That was close to being a problem. Now here's Jose Reyes, who faces Grace for the first time. Jose Reyes from the right side this year, 220.
And Drupal Cabrera, 304 from the right side on deck. Yeah, Cabrera 248 left-handed, so you see the bullpen action. Dusty Baker maybe going to turn him around, but first things first, you got to retire Reyes.
Joe Blanton is up. He's had a couple of solid outings in a row. Sammy Solis, 1 appearance since he came off the DL. Reyes, deep short, and it's through for a base hit. Nimmo around third. They're going to send him. It's a good throw, and he is out. Brian Goodwin to keep it scoreless.
Terry Collins going to check it. They're on the horn. He's calling Collins down. And I think you got to check this here. Or maybe he's asking for a crew review. I mean, you have to do this right here in the 8th inning. I don't care if he was out or not. And is he saying he blocked the plate? Or they're going to look at it. You have to challenge this. You have to. In a 0-0 game in the top of the 8th inning, did Wieters give him a path to slide into the plate? There's the tag. He's, I think, out. So if the throw takes the catcher into blocking the plate, that's when it's fair game to blow him up if you want to as a runner. I guess the question here is, did Wieters give Nimmo any plate to slide into? Because he's clearly out. That has to be what they're reviewing, unless they're just taking a shot here on safer out. There's Chelsea, New York, and they're looking at it. This is beautiful. Obviously not that play. They got all the ball games on. I've been there before. They blow up the replay, and they're making a decision.
Here it comes.
Quick, and that's a good sign for the Nats.
Final word they're having with the crew chief. Paul Nauert made the call. Whoa, the run.
Wait, huh?
He said safe then out. What does that mean?
Wait.
Okay, he's out. 7-2 on the assist by Brian Goodwin.
All right, now you can analyze the play a little bit. What a throw by Brian Goodwin. So base hit, good effort by Adrian Sanchez trying to keep that in. Might have slowed it down a little bit, but watch Brian taking his time. A perfect one-hop throw. Nice pick by Matt Wieters in the tag all in one motion to get Brandon Nimmo in a 0-0 game.
It is worthy to note that the hitter Reyes went to second on the throw, so he's in scoring position. Here's Cabrera, and as FP mentioned, Asdrubal solid from the right side this year.
I'll tell you what, Dana DeMuth just gave me a small heart attack. He went safe, and then he said out.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that little
Maybe
thing was all about.
That Wieters was okay with where he was standing.
Okay.
And then the call stands is out. I don't know.
There's got to be a better way to signal that, though.
Just how about a microphone? Like the
2-0.
NFL refs, turn it on and say, the review was, did he have a clear path? Blah, blah, blah. And then we all know. We're not sitting up here flailing.
2 outs. Reyes at second. Cabrera 0 for 2 with a walk. And he faces Matt Grace for the first time. Well, as we watch that replay, it's a good thing that Sanchez didn't get it or didn't get much of it, because it got out to Goodwin quickly enough so that Brian could make that perfect throw. That's his 4th outfield assist of the year. 3-0.
I, for one, in honor of complete transparency, think that we should be able to watch Chelsea, New York with the camera while they replay it, the actual call itself. We should be able to see them looking at the screens and, you know, what they're doing. And I mean, I think that would be healthy for baseball.
3-0 pitch in there. If he loses him, the possibility of a Blanton-Cespedes matchup arises. So Dusty Baker would love this inning to end right here without seeing that slugger, no matter who he's facing. 3-1. He missed. And it's 2 on, 2 out. So in the inning, 2 hits and a walk, a round to sacrifice. And Dusty already on his way to the mound to bring in Joe Blanton. He of the good slider when he's going well. So the wheels turn, top 8 in a 0-0 game.
0-0 for the time being. So big ball game, full house. You're thinking, uh-oh, 1-0 Mets, right? Brian Goodwin charging it as hard as he wants because he knows he's got a good arm. Big wide turn there by Brandon Nimmo might have been the difference. StatCast is brought to you from Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Go to getfios.com today. And there's the throw one more time. So we talk about running the bases and tight turns at third base. When you have a bang-bang play like that at home, if you stay close to the third baseline, hit the inside of third base, dip your shoulder, and stay tight as you can to the dirt grass cut, you might beat that throw. But Nimmo got real wide there, and that gave Brian Goodwin a chance to sneak in his good arm and throw him out at the plate.
Yoenis Cespedes is 1 for 11 career against Joe Blanton with a solo home run. Blanton last 3 outings, solid.
For his slider to work here against Cespedes, he has to throw something inside hard to keep him from leaning out to get the slider. So fastball's off the plate in, so he can't lean into one the other way.
And he goes with the fastball for strike 1. Second base Reyes, first base Cabrera. Jose still fast at his age. And Cespedes all in on that mighty swing. Another heater. No balls, 2 strikes. So do you have to throw him a strike here to get him out?
I'm going to say no, because it's an 0-2 count. You got tons of pitches to play with here. If you're Joe Blanton, everybody cheering on Joe, trying to get the Nats back in the dugout and keep this a 0-0 game. But a veteran guy, you don't have to go to the well here at an 0-2 count. You could set something up if you want.
He goes with another fastball. Joe feeling pretty good about that heater.
Well, Cespedes is showing you he's in swing mode right now. He wants to win the game. And you could take advantage of that approach by expanding the zone here. Up, down, in or out. Either one. Don't throw a strike. Or a near strike for that matter.
No score, top of the 8th, 2 on, 2 out. Slider, hard hit. Sanchez to Defoe. The Nats are out of the inning. Joe Blanton, that's 4 good outings in a row, unscored upon. Ryan Rayburn. There's Joe Blanton, who just turned around, and he got the Nats a huge out. They bring in a lefty, Jerry Blevins. That's why I mentioned Rayburn here, because the rest of the bench is left-handed, and that includes Daniel Murphy, who, by the way, is 2 for 14 career against Jerry Blevins. But hey, he is a Met killer, and Jerry Blevins is a Met.
Now, 43rd appearance for Jerry. 39 strikeouts, 13 walks for the left-hander. You see lefties hitting just 157 against the fastball, curveball, occasional change combination. Fastball 88, changeup 82, curveball 71. Here we go, game on.
Yeah, and the Nats fans immediately recognize the walk-up music of Daniel Murphy and give him a big ovation before he's even announced. And he will face Jerry Blevins to lead off the bottom of the 8th.
Tell you what, the crowd's just been into it.
41,681. That's more than the capacity, so I don't know where they're all stuffed in, but what a great sellout crowd tonight. They're just itching for some offense here.
Well, maybe they gave themselves an ovation there because they voted Daniel Murphy in, they voted Bryce Harper in, Ryan Zimmerman, and you should, Nats fans, give yourself an ovation. Nicely done. Now get on it with Rendon and we won't bug you anymore.
Murphy's second in the league at 334. Blevins curveball low.
I mean, he's going to have to make that curveball, start behind him, hang tough on it, and try to elevate it. That's what he's going to try to do right here, right now.
Torturous numbers if you're a Mets fan.
Torture.
Right there. All brought to you by PNC Bank for the achiever in Murph. 1-0. That curveball's up and in the zone. Counts even. So Murphy 311 against left-handers this year. 340 against righties. Front door on the curve and it stays inside.
There was a millisecond when he thought about pulling the trigger there. You saw him kind of flinch. He was thinking about it, didn't know where it was going to end up. So the key here is where does this ball start? Where is it going to end up? He's seen 3 already. Watch where this starts, behind him, right? Boom. And it almost breaks back for a strike. He thought about swinging. He knew it wasn't coming back.
Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast. Front door breaking ball, and he was out ahead of it.
So 4 in a row, and he kind of knew where that one was going to end up. Like you said, he's faced him 14 times, at least officially. So this one starts behind him. It's coming in, but it's a little bit low. He tries to pick it up.
Nats looking for their first base hit since the 4th inning. Waiting for that one and just bumping it the other way.
5 pitches, 5 curveballs. Did he try to lock him up with a 2-2 heater here, or does he keep pumping the curveballs in there? I should say spinning the curveballs.
Try to go inside with a heater, you better get it inside.
They're going with another one. Here comes curveball number 6.
Murphy up the middle. Blevins couldn't get a piece of it, and it's well played by Jose Reyes, who was positioned up the middle for the first out.
Well, it's a good thing that Jerry didn't touch the ball, or it might have deflected for an infield single. I think this is 5-hole right here, isn't it? Yeah, I'll count that. I think it hit the pitching rubber, deflects to Jose Reyes, got rid of it quick to get Daniel Murphy. Big out for the Mets.
Lefty again now. Well, it was going to be. Rayburn's going to hit for Goodwin. Ryan Rayburn's been solid with the Nats. Overall, 11 for 38, 289. But still looking for his first pinch hit, 0 for 5.
Nice game for Brian Goodwin, 1 for 3. The throw to the plate to keep it 0-0. It's a nice big league ball game. Way to go.
Rayburn against Blevins, 1 for 1 with an RBI and a base on balls.
Still hasn't thrown a fastball.
There's one. Right-hander Paul Sewald, one of their 6 righties. Ryan Rayburn's got some pop. With a long home run in Miami last week. He's 3-0 here with Taylor and Harper behind him in the 8th inning. Sammy Solis is ready for Jay Bruce in the 9th.
Curve. More confident throwing that first strike right now than his fastball. I might give one here 3-1. Shook it off to a fastball.
Inside, and the lead runs on. Michael A. Taylor, 0 for 2 career against Blevins.
So he meaning Terry Collins, likes Blevins versus Harper, it seems like, versus bringing the righty in for Taylor and then Josh Edgen in for Harper. He's going to stick with his lefty here.
And the fastball misses low and away.
I mean, right now, if you're paying attention, and sometimes the game moves fast and it's hard, he hasn't thrown his fastball for a strike yet. The only pitch he's thrown for a strike is his curveball, so sit on it. You take a chance right here, 1-0, because he hasn't thrown the heater for a strike.
Ball 2 as d'Arnaud tried to frame it and hold it.
Still hasn't thrown his heater for a strike. This one's pretty close. I thought he might get the call here. d'Arnaud tried to frame it up. It was in the box. So hard to sit on a 2-0 curve, though. It's just not how you're wired as a hitter.
He gets a fastball and he's late for it. Kind of arriving at that twilight time here at 8:38 local. I looked up and had a hard time seeing that ball once it got above the arc of the lights. From our vantage point, way up there at the top of your screen. Beautiful night here. Sellout crowd. And the Nats trying to go ahead here in the 8th. Excellent against left-handers this year. Taylor to right. That ball is well hit. See you later. 2-0 Nationals.
I think they want Michael Taylor on the top step. I'm telling you, Terry Collins gambled right there. He gambled to get to Bryce Harper with Jerry Blevins. And Michael A. Taylor has handled lefties all year. We just showed you the number. Jerry Blevins, right-handers are hitting 324 against him. So the bridge to Bryce Harper, he thought he could get through Michael A. Taylor, and it just burned him with a 2-0 home run. You understand what Terry Collins was thinking. He wanted Blevins against Harper, left him in against Taylor, and paid the price.
Another opposite field Taylor homer against the Mets. Bryce 1 for 3 tonight, and Harper 2 for 10 with a homer against Blevins' career. That's a front door curveball that stays inside. Now he's behind 2-0 again.
And he knows his guys, right? He knows who's been pitching well down there, who's hanging, who's in the training room, who's not. He liked the matchup based on knowing his players better than the dumb announcer up here does. But he gambled on the lefty-righty matchup, and it didn't work out for him. And it worked out great for Dusty Baker and the Nats, and Michael A. Taylor does it again. How clutch has Michael A. Taylor been this year?
Well, the Mets are tired of him. He homered in 2 consecutive games against them on the last road trip there, including an opposite field shot against Steven Matz.
He stayed on the fastball. He didn't think about the curveball at all, and he got it and drove it out to right. And this is his BP every day. This is what he does. He's driving the ball to right field every day. You see the bullpen hands in the air. You knew it was 2-0. He's just been so good.
2-1 to Harper.
We might be talking about him in an all-star game next year.
And the night before that game in New York, when he went opposite field, he took Robert Gesellman straight out to center. So that was the weekend. We're like looking at the power of Taylor, and he's doing everything but pulling the ball and driving in runs like crazy. 3-1 to Harper. Zimmerman waiting, and Bryce takes the walk.
Like I said, we don't know how Sewald's throwing. We don't know how Josh Edgin's throwing. Terry Collins knows everything about every player on his bench. So from a video game standpoint and seeing him tonight, you could say, well, why did he do that? He knows his players. It just didn't work out this time. And Michael A. Taylor made him pay.
Michael A. Taylor has put the Nats on top, and now Ryan Zimmerman would like to double that fun.
Time. I mean, how clutch is this? Bottom of the 8th, full house, fastball away. Don't try to do too much. Just smooth it out there. Watch the less than max effort swing from Michael A. Taylor in the full extension. I mean, create a tremendous amount of torque with those long limbs. Hits it in the stands. Wasn't a bad pitch by Jerry Blevins. Fastball down away. Michael A. Taylor got under it and gave everybody something to cheer about before the fireworks here with a 2-run shot.
27-year-old rookie Paul Sewald, 28th appearance, 4.32 ERA. Nats saw him for the first time on their last trip to New York, and he got Ryan Zimmerman a couple of times. 0 for 2, 1 a strikeout. Inside. That's relievers falling behind here.
Fastball, slider change. Fastball 91, slider 83. Occasional changeup sprinkled in.
Way outside. Ryan Zimmerman, a high drive to center. At the wall, and now stopping cold to grab it, Brandon Nimmo. And Bryce Harper with a good base running play to get to scoring position on the second out. Ryan Zimmerman by a hair on that barrel, missing a 2-run homer of his own. Enter our 4th of July giveaway on Facebook. Check out facebook.com/Masson Nationals. You might win an autographed Max Scherzer jersey. Check it out for a chance to take home that Scherzer jersey from Masson. Anthony Rendon 0 for 1 against Paul Sewald. Eddie Romero threw 29 pitches in St. Louis last night. Matt Albers threw 21. So right now, the 9th inning belongs to Sammy Solis.
Tell you what, it's been one heck of a game. And full house, great plays.
Fastball to Rendon in there.
Great pitching on both sides. Late home run by Michael A. No 9th inning drama tonight.
Time given, and the way that Paul Nauert was gesturing, it was requested by Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher.
The reason they do that is so the pitcher doesn't get ticked off and throw one at somebody. That's why they always tell you who did it, who asked for a timeout late.
Rendon 1 for 3 tonight. He's hit it hard twice. Did he check?
Yeah.
He did. Carlos Torres says no, he didn't, and it's amazing how he does that. Or doesn't do it.
I know. Somebody do a sports science on how Anthony Rendon checks his swing. He never gets called.
He turns his head to the left, and that stops everything on the right side.
Just a handsy hitter, man. He could put the brakes on.
So he buys himself a hitter's count with that take. Off to the right, and the count's 2-2.
Dakota Glover down there.
Yeah. Matt Albers, as I mentioned, threw a lot of pitches closing out that 9th inning last night at Busch Stadium.
We got Jay Bruce, TJ Rivera, and Lucas Duda due up in the ninth.
Yeah. So it's a lefties inning. That all-important first out will be huge. So it's 2-2 to Rendon. Outside. Good speed out there at second. Anthony looking to put the Nats on top by 3. Wieters on deck. Nobody throwing in the Mets bullpen.
Trying to speed up the pace of play. Just put 3-2 on the board before Anthony Rendon gets in the box.
That's foul. Johnny Holiday, Ray Knight, with our Nats Extra Post Game Show presented by Who But? WB Mason. And this one's over. Steven Strasburg was brilliant. He'll get a no decision. Steven Matz was brilliant. He'll get a no decision.
No comment.
Rendon stays alive. Pitch number 8 coming. And Rendon, a soft chopper left side. The race is on, and it's picked. The runner was out at first anyway. Lucas Duda not assuming anything, throwing it home. So it goes 5-3 on a good play by Rivera. And we're going to the top of the ninth. Well, the fans, nobody's leaving because there are post-game fireworks. Here's the first rocket during regulation. 2-0 Nats. Masson, brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union, proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA and by Ocean City, Maryland. Put your vacation days to good use in Ocean City. Book now at OC Ocean in slowmotion.com. Top of the ninth, Michael A. Taylor has put the Nats on top. Sammy Solis gave up a home run that was the difference in the game Saturday night in St. Louis. It's our first look at him on Masson since he makes his comeback off the DL, and he's got a couple of lefties around a right-handed batter.
All right, I hit Sammy Sosa, so give me a second. Fastball, curveball change. Fastball 94.
I don't like Sosa's curveball.
Curveball 78. Changeup 85.
Jay Bruce 0 for 2 career with a walk against Sammy Solis. Curveball misses away. (1-0) fastball, ball 2. Jay Bruce 0 for 3 tonight against Steven Strasburg. Crowd uneasy. 3-0.
3 easy takes.
The key to this inning is getting the first batter, because then the third guy's a lefty. He's in the strike zone. High fly ball, right center. Taylor sees it. 1 out.
Big first out. Nice job coming back, getting the out. Maybe relax a little now.
DJ Rivera, the right-handed batter, is next. And he faces Sammy for the first time. In there for a strike.
There you go.
That curveball is hammered into left. That gets the tying run into the batter's box with Lucas Duda. It's only the Mets' 5th hit all night. Nats have had just 5. Mike Maddox, Dusty Baker, and Lucas Duda 1 for 2 career against Sammy Solis. Matt Albers, as they've got right-handed batters after this.
Well, Curtis Granderson is lurking, and he's been swinging it.
Yep.
323 his last 42 games.
Lucas Duda has hit into 5 double plays this year. The Nats have turned 80, 6th most in the league. Ball 2.
That's for Granderson.
Yeah, Oliver Perez.
He's had 8 home runs in the month of June, so Dusty Baker ready.
2-1 pitch. He's gotten 2 ground balls, both of them foul. Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher.
Talk about getting thrown right into the fire. You miss all the time Sammy Solis missed, and now you're standing on the mound for a potential save in a 2-0 game.
Nats in a shift here now on 2-2, and that misses away. All right, biggest pitch of the game right now. 1 on, 1 out. Top 9, Nats by 2. Rivera, medium lead. He's holding. A swing and a drive, hooking foul.
Yeah, there's no need to go here. When you're down by 2. Terry Collins hoping for something bigger. Talk it over, Matt Wieters. What do you feel comfortable with here, kid? You want to go with the slider again? You feel like you want to heat him up on the outer half? What do you want to do? Same page. Here we go.
Three-2 again. Got him on the corner. Lucas Duda ready to throw his bat away and take a walk. And Paul Nauert calls it on the edge.
I think he might have a legitimate beef. Sammy, Dusty, and the Nats will take it. Where was the pitch? Show it one more time. 3-2 pitch to Lucas Duda.
Ooh.
Well, the Nats had one of those go against him in St. Louis, so maybe that's the baseball gods paying him back. Who knows?
Sammy Solis is done. He gets the Nats 2 big outs. Matt Albers will come in, and we'll see if it's time for Curtis Granderson, who has 12 home runs. Here, Curtis Granderson career 1 for 6 against Matt Albers.
A 31st appearance. Check out the ERA. Strikeouts to walks. Bueno. 2 for 4 in save opportunities. Two-seam fastball, low to mid-90, slider to go with it. Key here, keeping the ball down. When Matt Albers is real good, he pitches to the bottom of the strike zone and below. Curtis Granderson, however, a good low ball hitter. So here we go, everybody on their feet.
Yeah, just don't make a mistake to the pull side here. Albers will step off and just take a look at Rivera. Ryan Zimmerman, with that run not meaning anything, playing way behind him to cut off anything down the line.
Yeah, no doubles. Get some range.
Shift on, Rendon alone on the left side, and to the outside edge, Albers gets a strike. Had a pretty good heater going last night. Threw a couple of sliders with it. And on a pitch away, Granderson gets around it, strike 2.
The focus has to be 100% on the hitter. That run at first doesn't mean a thing.
Readers moving to the inner half. Runner going. A high fly ball to right. Bryce Harper up against the scoreboard, and the game is tied.
Unbelievable. When you're way ahead in the count, you have plenty of pitches to play with there, and he throws a fastball up right down the middle. Stepping off, worrying about the runner. The only runner that mattered was the guy that just swung the bat. And just like that, it's 2-2, and the Nats' ninth inning issues continue.
Brandon Nimmo takes ball 1. Sammy Solis charged with one of those runs. Almost 42,000, about as shocked and quiet as can be. And this one popped up. Matt Wieters. He will lead off the bottom of the ninth with Defoe and Sanchez to follow. Another shocking ninth inning. Way behind in the count. We mentioned the pull side thing. Granderson able to get to that high heater, tie the game. Now the Nats, with Paul Sewald staying in the game for the Mets, will try their walk-off thing here in the bottom of the inning. Rene Rivera, after they pinch hit for d'Arnaud, into catch. '41st homer given up by the bullpen this year. And it'll be Wieters, Defoe, and Sanchez. And don't forget Stephen Drew and Adam Lind are still in that dugout. Sewald came in and got Zimmerman on the fly ball, Rendon on the grounder after the Bryce Harper walk by Jerry Blevins. Ball 2.
Get you something good and let it rip. He's thinking it. We've seen Matt Wieters at a 2-0 count, and he's not happy.
Three and 0. Most of the Nats' speed is in the lineup tonight, so if he would get aboard here, what does Dusty do with a possible pinch runner? I guess Stephen Drew, but you like his bat. We'll see how it works as Wieters represents the winning run, leading off the ninth.
Joe Ross is pitching tomorrow. Are they trying to get him down there to run?
So Josh Edgin is back up. Right-hander Fernando Salas for the Mets. Defoe's a good bunter, but it's got to be a really good bunt to get Wieters to second.
I think I saw Joe Ross run down the tunnel, maybe to put his cleats on.
Fouled by Defoe to the screen.
Maybe it was Gio even. Maybe he's going to get somebody. This is a hard bunt for Wilmer. I mean, it's got to be a good one.
And Rivera coming way down the line from third.
Because you got two guys crashing in there thinking Wieters is on first, we're going to get the lead out. So this has to be a soft bunt, a directional bunt, either to first base or real soft to third. I think first base is his best bet. But I'm watching Matt Wieters. He's working real hard in the secondary.
Right now, Stephen Drew is on deck for Sanchez. And then there's the number 9 spot, so that would be Adam Lind. A lot of things to consider here, but Defoe, first of all, has to get his job done.
Got to take it off here, don't you?
Yeah, you're thinking they might.
Oh.
He squares early, pops it up. That's an out either way.
Well,
So it's Drew for Sanchez now.
Those boos are frustration from what just happened in the top of the ninth.
Stephen Drew against Sewald, facing him for the first time. Terry Collins to the mound. As you saw, he had Josh Edgin up for the second time and ready. So it'll be lefty-lefty when we bring you back. Stephen Drew is a pinch hitter this year, 6 for 15.
Being told Max has his on too, so we'll see. Stay tuned. Maybe if somebody gets in scoring position, Dusty will pinch run for Matt Wieters. Josh Edgin takes the mound, 38th appearance. You see the strikeouts to walks, 23-12. And lefty's hitting 279 against the fastball slider. Cut the fastball on occasion, occasional changeup combination. Fastball 91. First batter faced, 12 for 34.
Drew 0 for 1 career against Edgin. As mentioned, been very clutch pinch hitting this year. Short lead by Wieters. Outside.
A couple of really good pinch hitters coming at you back to back.
Yeah.
I'll gear up and catch one out front.
That's upstairs, 3-0.
Green light all the way, why not?
And now you can see some of the struggles the Mets bullpen does have. They, on a regular basis, fall behind hitters. And they have walked the winning run into scoring position.
Well, now you might pinch run for Matt Wieters. Just see what Dusty Baker thinks right here, right now. He's getting up. He's introducing Adam Lind, and he's going to stick with Matt Wieters out there. Gio checking it out. Am I running? I don't think Gio's much faster than Matt Wieters, to be honest with you. I'm going to hear it about that one, but I don't think he is.
Well, the Mets are giving the Nationals every opportunity to go ahead and win the game. Adam Lind facing Edgin for the first time. Two game, bottom of the ninth, 2 on, 1 out.
Max has got a helmet on. I feel like he always has a helmet on though.
Strike call.
So Cespedes is cheating way in and left. There's no way on a hard base hit to left. I think right. Bob Henley's going to send him. Center, he's going to send him. Left, no way. Never know though.
Adam Lind, 10 pinch hits this year, 9 RBIs, and a high fly ball to center, sending Nimmo back. Wieters can go back and tag, and the winning run will be 90 feet away now with 2 outs.
Well, that gets the wild pitch in play. Just missed it. Good swing.
And it's up to Ryan Rayburn. He'll be facing Fernando Salas. So Terry Collins, another switch here. Going to make a double switch. He'll employ his 3rd pitcher of this 9th inning. Fernando Salas coming in.
8th, two-run homer by Michael A. Taylor. Top of the 9th, two-run homer by Curtis Granderson, and that's where we're at, 2-2. The winning run standing 90 feet away with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. There's Michael A. Taylor's Tater, right center, sent this crowd into a frenzy. Full house tonight, going crazy, and then this one just the opposite. Everybody on their feet. And another punch to the gut, 9th inning for the Nationals as Curtis Granderson does it to him this time.
Right-hander Fernando Salas. Look at the ERA.
Fastball slider change, fastball 91.
Ryan Rayburn has never faced him. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, ball 1. Rayburn came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th and walked right ahead of the Taylor homer. And a fly ball, the looping liner to left. Cespedes didn't catch it, and the game is over. He couldn't come up with it. The Nats win it. Ball in the air for a while, and just as the luck had turned the bad way, it comes the way of Washington.
Boy, he didn't hit it, and you felt like it had a chance to drop. Cespedes came in and slid for the baseball, and you couldn't tell at first whether he trapped it or not. And I think they want to look at it. Odd scene out here at Nats Park right now. The Nats are shaking hands on the first base side. The umpires are saying, hold on.
Well, he's sure not acting like he caught it.
I think that's Cespedes' translator out there with him right now, and Terry Collins is talking to Cespedes, asking him if he caught it or not. Interesting scene here at Nats Park. Crazy. I think it short hops into his glove. At least that's what I saw initially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, there's no question this game is over. But the scene in front of the dugout right now with Terry Collins, Cespedes, and his translator.
They're reviewing it.
And you have to check this if you're Terry Collins, right?
Well, he can't challenge, but he can ask for a review.
I mean, game's over. Ball dropped. But just a weird scene. I mean, you see this nowadays with challenges. Just show it to you one more time. Bet you if Cespedes had to do that again, he'd go head first for that one. It might have extended him. The call's safe. The game's over. Nats win. Drive home safely. Watch the fireworks, everybody.
Unbelievable finish. 3-6-0 Nats. 2-6-1 Mets.
Unbelievable. It's right.
Dan's getting everything gathered down there with Ryan Rayburn after the celebration. The Nats win it in a walk-off. Hey, Dan, your first time with Ryan Rayburn for a walk-off.
Bobby says this isn't the weirdest walk-off he's ever been a part of. He had a balk-off as well. But Ryan, tell me what you're thinking as you send that one out to left, and then we're just kind of standing around for a little while.
Well, I was hoping to hit the ground. You know, we battled our tails off. They played a good game, but fortunately we were able to pull it out.
You hadn't faced, who was it that was in there, Salas, before in your career. How do you approach an at-bat in a situation like that when you've never seen the guy who's on the hill?
Man, just try and get a good pitch, put a swing on it, and hopefully it goes our way. Tonight it was, and it was a good win.
You've had a good bit of success since joining this Nationals ball club. How satisfying is it for you to come up here a few weeks ago and contribute in such a significant way?
Oh, man, it don't matter if I've been here all year or a day. It's always a good feeling to be able to come out and help your ball team win. So it's a blessing, and, you know, it's great.
Congratulations, Ryan.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Bob, back upstairs to you.
All right, Dan, for FP and Mr. Coco, Bob Carpenter, a wild ride. Matt Albers ends up getting the win, by the way, and the Nats beat the Mets 3-2. Their 49th win of the year, and they're 15 games over 500. Tomorrow morning, 10:30, Johnny and Ray with the pregame, and then it's Joe Ross for the Nationals against Seth Lugo of the Mets. This has been a presentation of Masson. Stay tuned now. Johnny and Ray straight ahead with Nats Extra. What a way to usher in the fourth, which is coming tomorrow. And from the booth, as that one hits the ground, see you later.